upper body dynamic day. We're gonna start with our warm up, obviously, our neck rolls, our rotator cuff mobility, and all of our dynamic warm up stuff that we always do. So there's a separate video on the dynamic warm up and the rotator cuff mobility, prehabilitation, injury prevention stuff that we do to warm up the small muscles that hold your shoulder in socket, okay? Because those muscles really get bypassed anytime you do anything heavy. So it's important to warm that up and build up those small muscles separately. And then we'll get right into the workout. We always start with our power development and multi-joint movements, but today's kind of more of a dynamic day. We did our max effort days the first 2 days, so today's day 3. It's after a 2-day split, so the first 2 days are boom, boom, then there's a break. I didn't take that break because my schedule's kind of crazy, but there's that day 1, day 2 break, day 3, day 4, and that's your week, okay? So today is day 3, but it's upper body day 2, and we're gonna start with plyometrics. That's plyo push-ups. I'll show you guys that. You're gonna go all the way down to the ground, hand release, and then explode up the best you can. So your plyometric stuff, your power development, is what this is gonna be really low repetitions, 3 sets, 3 to 5 reps, and long rest times in between. So it's kind of a really explosive movement, but you wanna be feeling good and you don't wanna be tired and out of breath. It's basically the opposite end of the spectrum of your cardiovascular endurance or metabolic training type work. Okay, our second plyometric is really ballistic work, and that is it's an exercise like throwing a football at maximum velocity or passing a basketball, something like that. That's a ballistic when the movement continues through the end range of motion. So there's no eccentric phase. There's just only a concentric phase basically, but it's a multi-joint, almost like very similar to a snatch. That's why we have the snatch day, and then this is a med ball throw, keg toss, something like that. But you're gonna wanna do it about 30% of your 1 rep max. It's specifically power development. It creates just power and speed and like what you would want as a martial artist or a football player or something like that. Really just the competitive advantage. So I'm obviously indoors right now, so I can't do the full throw, but what this would look like, I would come from the ground and just explode in a snatch type movement until I just throw this ball at maximum velocity. I want a triple extension movement. I want to go from a knee bend, okay, squat it all the way down to a triple extension to where my hips fully extend, knees and legs are fully extended, even to the triple, the third. My ankles are fully extended out. So I'm going from all the way in that lower athletic position, all the way fully extended to that triple extension movement and throwing the weight ballistically. So I'm gonna do these without throwing it, which really kind of tones it down a little bit, but it's raining outside right now, so I'm not gonna go outside and do this. All right, now we're moving right along into our multi-joint, multi-muscle group movement. This is shoulders and triceps, and we're doing dumbbells, okay, military press. All right, I'll show you guys that, and now we're gonna start basically our hypertrophy, and that's muscle building, and we're gonna do minimum hypertrophy ranges, which is about 10 to 15 reps, okay? I like to go in reps of 10, sets of 3. The next exercise is going to be eccentric pull-ups, okay? So basically you're pulling all the way up and then you're lowering yourself down as slowly as possible. We're gonna do 3 sets of 3 reps. It's a very taxing exercise on the central nervous system. You can add weight depending on how heavy you are or how many pull-ups you can do. If you can do like 15 pull-ups in a row, then you need to add weight. Okay, if you can do like 30 pull-ups in a row, you need to add a bunch of weight. Okay, you can hold a dumbbell with your legs, wear a weight belt, wear a plate carrier. There's a lot of ways to add weight. And you need to be careful with eccentric stuff, okay? Don't do a lot of it. Don't do it for extended periods of time, all right? But obviously, you know, I'm a professional and you can get more information, Bone Tactical Strength and Conditioning, okay? From the strength and conditioning portion of the Bone Tactical website if you've got questions or concerns. We're gonna get into our isolation stuff with face pulls, and we're gonna start isolating muscles in the back, upper back. All right, now we're gonna jump right into rear delt raise, and it's a continuation of working the muscles in isolating the muscles in the back, and really it's the rear part of the shoulder. And if you recall, the last time we did upper body, we isolated front and middle delts, and now we're going to isolate rear delts. Finish off this exercise, we're going to do a little bit of core work, abs, like we did on day one, upper body, finish off with the same thing. And then right before that, right now, we're going to do bis and tris. Now, bis and tris are kind of a aesthetic thing, look good, play good type thing, not super necessary, that's why we do them last, but they do help. And the reason that I just program in bis and tris of choice is because there's so many things you can do. We're going to hit some regular curls, some hammer curls, and then some overhead extensions right now. All right, guys, we're gonna finish off with 10 minutes of core and 80% heart rate, okay? So you want your heart rate to be 80% of your heart rate max. Your heart rate max is 220 minus your age. You're gonna work up that heart rate and then continue it for 10 minutes. I'll give you a brief run through right now of the different exercises for abs, some of them that you can do, but you can do anything. Bone out.